Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 524th episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my my fluffy and wonderful and jolly co-hosts. We've got the Fluffiest Whimsicott.
Hi.
And we've got the ever-present jolly Clod9.
What's up, y'all?
And welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL is the podcast where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. PUCL stands for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007. The royal we. It's all my fault, guys.
Happiness, cheer, Christmas spirit.
Clive, this is the most toned down I've ever heard you in my entire life.
I know, you said I was going to be jolly, so I'm trying not to be jolly, and it's not working very well.
It's not working very well at all.
I know, but I'm trying.
Yeah, because his nature is jolly, but his ability appears to be contrary, so...
Dang nabbit, it didn't work.
No, it did not work.
Well, Merry Pucklemas, everyone.
I mean, very close. This is technically, I guess, the episode for that. This is the one that you'll have on Christmas Day to listen to.
Is this the one that you're gonna put the, Jushiro singing my song?
Do you have a new song?
No, the Thatch Baby.
Oh, I mean, I did it last year. I wasn't gonna do it again.
I know. Oh, okay. That's a Puckle classic.
That is a PUCL classic. Go listen to last year's Christmas episode. Figure that one out.
And maybe the one before. There's been a bunch of them it's been in.
There were like 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah.
That we've done. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? Anything new? Anything interesting? Anything cool going on? I don't have anything to ramble about today.
Okay, I guess we need to fill the airtime with something then. I finished Brilliant Diamond, I started the Nuzlocke of Shining Pearl, and then I was like, actually, all of this Pokemon, I need a bit of a different flavor in my gaming. And so I essentially picked Fire Emblem Three Houses back up. Yeah, it's like we're the same person, Thatch. And I'm doing my second route. And
that's so, that's very yes.
Yes.
It's a good time. That and the irrational fear of aliens, but that's a story for another day.
Actually, I think we could list off stuff about us for 20 minutes before hitting something that we don't share, but
I think that's very true.
Yeah. And then fun fact, there was a tiny earthquake here this morning, which is a very rare occurrence for this area.
That happened once in Ohio, like a couple of years ago. It's really weird when it happens because they're not like high magnitude earthquakes.
Yeah.
They're like 4, like magnitude 4. And because it's a logarithmic scale, for those of you at home, Thatch's teaching moment. A 4 on the Richter scale versus something like an 8 or a 9 is like way different. All that happens is like, you like have this moment where you go, did everything just shake a little bit?
Yeah.
And you're just like, meh, and you move on. And then like later the news comes on, they're like, there was a magnitude 4.5 earthquake today. And it's just like, so that was what it was. Cool.
We got that. I honestly, it said magnitude 4.4 in the news, but I honestly don't remember if the Italian news usually uses the Richter or the Mercalli scale.
I think the Mercalli scale is better. Whichever one Japan uses is the best one. It's not the Richter scale. I know it's not the Richter scale.
It's it depends on what you're trying to tell.
Yes.
Because one has the actual power of the earthquake, and the other one has the effects of the earthquake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is exactly the difference.
I do think around the 3 to 5 mark, they go along relatively well together. So it's almost the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, the house did shake quite a bit.
Ooh.
And it was weird because it never happens around here, almost never. But the configuration of the terrain in the whole area that surrounds me means that we can never have a really bad one. So it's almost like a novelty when one happens because you don't have to be too worried, and it's something that is rare. So It's like, oh, what a refreshing way to experience an earthquake, not having to fear for your life or your possessions or your friends.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Speaking of natural disasters, like we just recently had, it's not that far from me, where all the tornadoes tore through.
Yeah, I heard.
So like
that was bad.
we were talking about natural disasters like right after that happened. So I wanted to make clear to people like they should go support that if they can. The relief efforts, because they just like, it just destroyed like 4 towns in Kentucky. Like they just don't exist.
Yeah, I heard.
It's real bad.
Very.
Like we had something similar happen here in Dayton like a couple of years ago, where a tornado actually went through like downtown Dayton, like maybe like 2 miles north of downtown Dayton, which was 2 miles south of my house.
Yeah,
it was crazy because like you drive down like where the tornado went through, and you can like see the path that the tornado took, and so that was nuts. But yeah, people should go support that if they can. Speaking of other natural disasters, though, we have Claude.
Hi, I'm another natural disaster. I just got through recently my like 3rd wedding that I attended in the course of like a week and a half.
You're at that part of your life.
Wow.
Well, all right, so it's not that part of my life. It's the fact that 3 people had weddings within a week and a half in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, it was the week after Thanksgiving, the weekend after that, and then a random Wednesday.
It's because there's COVIDing outside, Claude.
Yes, it's not.
It was COVIDing. So it's, they have to get married someday, you know? Well, you got married recently, right?
No, I'm engaged still.
Oh, you are still engaged.
I mean, technically, if you, consider the law.
If you consider the law. To be fair, that's the right way to do it.
If you don't consider the law, then no, like there was no party. The actual ceremony's happening.
That's true, because I did not get to go to the party, okay?
No, that's right.
I did not get to go to the party. I would like to go and party it up.
You are more than welcome to come join us.
Well, send me the invite, I've got vacation time.
I mean, you will not know a single person there, but you're more than welcome to come party.
That's even better. That's even better, Claude.
He can party and drink and no one will bother him.
Nobody will know, like, the weird guy on the dance floor just, like, getting down, I'm gonna be wearing my Totodile Hawaiian shirt.
Ooh.
Okay, well.
This is an instant sell, right?
Yep, I'm sold.
I'm sure your fiance does not think the same way, but,
I don't know. She might not care.
I'll party it down. I'll be there in my shorts, my flip-flops, and my Hawaiian shirt. I'll put on some sunglasses, Drink out of a pineapple-shaped cup.
There we go.
Yeah, exclusively. Is it an open bar?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, this will be fun. This is going to be a good time. It's going to be a great time, Claude. You know what? You don't even need to invite me as a guest. I'll come as a bartender.
That's fine.
There we go. I've just made your wedding instantly better.
All right, I've sent you the...
No.
There is our website. We're more than welcome to come party.
Okay. All right. So, other than that, I don't know that there's much else to talk about. I don't think I've done too much Pokemoning this week. My wife and I are getting ready for today, as the day that we're recording, not the day that this comes out. We're doing a like Christmas D&D one shot, a Christmas themed D&D one shot that she wrote.
Oh.
So like I've been helping her get ready for that and like clean the house and help get like a lot of the figures ready.
Lovely.
Do you have to fight off a bunch of elves?
No, I am an elf. I'm an elf named Gumdrop. He's going to discover he has a bloodlust.
Oh, I love this.
He's got 2 candy cane swords that he sharpened himself.
So you're gonna find out the real reason why Rudolph has a red nose.
I don't know if that's what the story's about, but we're gonna find out.
Are you gonna help Buddy find his dad?
Yeah, I don't know. So like, there's another guy who's coming. He's playing another elf named Sugar Plum.
Oh.
Because we're Gumdrop and Sugar Plum.
Oh wow.
And we decided that like at the end of the adventure, there's gonna be somehow that like Sugar Plum's gonna turn on Gumdrop, and Gumdrop's gonna have to kill Sugar Plum.
No.
And then Gumdrop's gonna get PTSD. That way I have an excuse for Gumdrop to get kicked out of Santa's workshop on administrative leave and join the regular campaign.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god. I love this.
I planned this out. I'm like a forever DM because like I already wrote a story, And I already wrote a story and like it hasn't even happened yet. So It's just like a sign of like, yeah, you're a DM. You just wrote a story for a character you're going to play. I can no longer play D&D. I can only run D&D because if I don't, I will have characters with too much stuff going on. I've got one player in my regular campaign who keeps talking to me. He's like, I want to do character development. I'm just like, okay. And he used to be a forever DM, so like he has the same problem. And he goes, I want to get my hand cut off and get it replaced with a leaf sword. And I'm like, what does that have to do with character development? And he's like, I'll have feelings about losing my hand. And I was just like,
okay. These are options that people have.
Yes. You know? I'm like, I feel like there's better ways to do character development.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like that idea, though.
Well, you know what, Claude? I'll have you meet this guy, and he's a hoot and a holler. So.
Is he all that and a bag of chips?
He is. Oh,
I do like me a good half bag of chips.
Let's talk about some Pokemon instead here, though. We got a lot to talk about in the news.
All right. So Pokemon question of the day. What do you think is Pikachu's favorite potato chip?
We're going to kick it on over to the news. So let's cue that epic music.
Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. There's a lot of things that happened in the news today. First of all, we got a new trailer for Legends Arceus, which I think is the only one we're going to get in December because they just called it the December update.
That would make a lot of sense unless they did like some surprise Christmas or New Year's thing.
They're pretty good about staying away from those dates, to be honest.
Well, they've done stuff before, like not like big announcements, but like they'll do a little something for Christmas or for New Year's. It won't be like releasing of new information, but like
but like
it'll be something cute, like Pikachu dancing to Christmas music. Like that's what it would be. It wouldn't be like news. To be fair, we have never been in a situation like this before.
Yeah,
where there's a game coming out in January, so who knows? Maybe the cards are off the table. They did try to release Pokemon Bank like around this time originally.
Oh yeah.
Which was a disaster. So, but there was a new trailer for Legends Arceus, like I said. It featured the reveal of the Diamond and Pearl clans and also the Ginkgo Guild. There was also a trailer for BDSP featuring the middle gym leaders because, we need news after the game came out.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that the games were, in fact, Diamond and Pearl, but that's it.
I mean, it's probably like for kids to ask their parents for the game for Christmas.
Yes. No, that's 100% what it is. It's just to be like, hey, we filled it out. Now you know the game is a game. Please buy. But the new trailer revealed like a lot of things, like a bunch of new characters. Nothing else. It was just characters. And there was the coolest thing I saw was not anything that they like pointed out specifically, but the dialogue that they showed with some of the characters, because we've got the leaders of the Pearl and the Diamond clan like yelling at each other. Named Adaman, which is a terrible name.
That's awful.
Like they were going for Adamant Orb, and Irida, is her name. But she starts talking about how like the almighty Sinnoh created Hisui.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward.
Okay, so the fan theories are going off that like Sinnoh's the word for Arceus, right? That's what the fan theories are going off on?
Yeah.
Thatch is here with a hot take. It is not Arceus. You know the statue that you see in Eterna City that looks like Palkia and Dialga smushed together? That's Sinnoh. And so these are two people like going at something from the different angles, looking at the same thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take.
They don't realize they're different. That's Thatch's hot take.
I like it.
I feel like that's too interesting. Like that would make for such a cool story, and they're not going to go there.
So what I'm hearing is like, Thatch, you have really good ideas. That means the Pokemon company won't do it. And you're probably right, because I do this a lot.
Isn't that like 50% of this podcast? Like,
that's my MO. That's my MO. I'm just like, yeah, here's a really cool idea. And everybody's like, that is a really good idea. And it's just like, Game Freak, I can consult. I'll do it for a very low fee. Like, I'm talking like $15 an hour. Just be like, this is what you do, and you make everybody super happy. Though, to be fair, like, when I've been wrong, I would say, like, 75% of the time I'm pleasantly surprised.
Fair.
When I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's something cool that they came out with that we're not thinking about. Like the Delta episode. Who would have saw something like that happening?
Yeah.
That was actually a brilliant idea. I'm really happy about that one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm incredibly happy with a lot of those things. But maybe just, like, let me come in there and, like, help you realize that maybe, like, Mega Evolution is cooler than Gigantamax.
Yes.
We could have that discussion. But yeah, they revealed like a bunch of new characters, Adaman, and Iridia. So they're very like ham-fisted, like these guys are ancestors. I think Adaman's the only one that people haven't really found somebody for.
I thought he looked exactly like Riley.
Oh, that's a good point. That's very true too. That could be it. Then the Jinko Guild has a few members in it, like Ginter, who is 1000% just Volkner.
It's Volkner's daddy or granddaddy or something.
Sure, we don't know the answer. And then we've also got Volo and their guide to monsters, who's the ancestor of Cynthia.
Yep.
I really don't understand what they're trying to do here. There's just a lot of ham-fisted stuff going on.
Yeah.
There's also like the Diamond and Pearl clan. I do want to make this clear because I see people, mostly my IRL friend groups, talking about these things where they're just like, I'm choosing Pearl clan. I'm choosing Diamond clan. So like nowhere in the press release does it say you're choosing either of these, by the way.
Nope.
There's one more thing I want to talk about. But the interesting thing to posit is we could go to, people have been complaining because of the $60 price tag on Pokemon Sword and Shield and stuff like that. That Pokemon's too expensive, blah, blah, blah. And we saw it with Crown Tundra, I think, more so than we saw with like actual base Sword and Shield. But it would be interesting if in the future, like, there aren't two versions of a Pokemon game. Granted, it would probably kill their sales, but if you get, instead of the two versions of the Pokemon game, it's just one version and you do things inside that limit yourself to one choice.
Ooh.
So you're essentially buying both versions in one game, but you can only play one version at a time. Because I mean, that's what they did with Crown Tundra. Because Crown Tundra was very much like, hey, Regieleki or Regidrago, Spectre or Glastrier. Okay, and so like, hear me out. BDSP's game code kind of leads you to think that could be happening because all it takes is literally like one byte in the data of BDSP to switch from Brilliant Diamond to Shining Pearl.
Yeah, one flag.
Wow.
The entire game's in both. You literally just like change one flag.
Wow, I didn't know this.
Yes, you just change one flag in the code and it switches between Diamond and Pearl. But final thing I wanted to talk about here, just because I want to like cut it off like right here before people go too crazy with their lives. So people are just like, we haven't seen Leafeon and Glaceon yet, but Leafeon and Glaceon have both been mentioned in the press release, and Pokemon uses very specific language in its press releases on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So there are not Hisuian evolutions for Leafeon and Glaceon.
You do not mess with perfection.
All right, well, let's move on.
So, going back to like 20 minutes ago when we were talking about BDSP and Christmas, there's now a mystery gift code, Merry Christmas, spelled with a 1 instead of the I. And this code will get you 5 color statues, you know, the green ones.
Mm-hmm.
And they should include Electivire, Pachirisu, Rhyperior, Lucario, and Glaceon.
You know what? I welcome this.
And this goes on until Christmas. I know, because you wanted an electric statue.
There's electric statues, and I can't get electric statues to save my life. So
I only have electric statues. You can have them.
I'll trade you. If only we could trade statues.
Exactly. I keep thinking, oh, this is like my 4th Rhyperior statue. I wish I could trade this to someone.
Literally, this feeling that we're having right now about that is why they put trading in Pokemon originally.
Yeah.
Is because
Satoshi Tajiri?
Yes. And his friend were playing like Dragon Quest. And one of them got like a rare drop and had 2 of them. And he's like, oh, I wish I could just give it to you. And they're just like, oh, that's what we should do. Claude, you like the anime. How about you go ahead and you read
I love the anime. And speaking of the anime, the 7th episode of Pokemon Evolutions was released and focused on the Ecruteak History Show, featuring the Kimono Girls. You know, who understand the different ball aesthetics by having like the Umbreon trainer with a moon ball, hair decoration. Jolteon has a fastball. They put around Lure ball, which is kind of cool to see.
I love that.
But I'm really enjoying Evolutions. Like, I really like these, like, short little pieces of the anime or the canon of the world.
Not even, like, anime. It's just, like, they go into the game canon, which I think is really cool, which is something that the actual anime doesn't do very well.
Yes, but it's very much the story of Pokemon. And I really like how they've done a lot of this, like, either following the rivals or like other trainers, and I'm glad they got to do something with the Kimono Girls. It was a really cool episode. I really liked how they did it.
Yeah. Also, there's a raid event in Swish.
Oh, cool.
Because that game still exists. You can get a shiny Delibird, a Cryogonal, and a Starmie. It runs through the 26th.
Do you get why they added Starmie? Because it goes on top of your
on
Obama
top of the tree. Yeah.
It's so cute. I love it.
Idea. Yeah, I don't know. Swish has done like really cool things like this. Like it's one of the things they're doing right? So I love the little events they do like this, and they did it even better this time by giving us like more than a weekend to do it.
Exactly.
Which is all it takes. That's all it takes, guys.
Yeah.
And like shadow dropping it like the day before, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're learning because both this and the last event lasted at least a week.
Well, I think part of it is like they know like people are playing other games right now.
Yes.
Like other Pokemon games. And so I think they want to be able to give people time to actually enjoy something like that, which is what they should have just done all along.
They are very understanding of people like us who will say, oh, I will open my Switch and boot up Sword and Shield. And then you boot up the Switch and you were playing Diamond and Pearl and you're like, oh, wait, I was doing this. And then you forget that you meant to open Switch. This next piece of news was assigned to me because, it's so specific to my interests. It looks like a special TCG set will be coming to North America in June. It will probably have more character rares because there's a lot of them in Japan sets and not a lot of them have come out in the US yet.
I was going to say, speaking of Japan, Japan has some special Arceus tie-in episodes around the release of Legends Arceus. They're going to premiere only on Amazon Prime.
In Japan.
Weird.
In Japan.
In Japan.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 episodes that will only be on Japan Amazon Prime.
I was really confused by this, by the way, because they just did like a special with Dialga and Palkia. And with the same cast of characters, because like they met up with Dawn for this, and they're just like, yeah, Dawn will be there too. And I'm just like, I'm very confused. Did we not just do this? And the answer is yes, Thatch. We did just do this, but we're gonna do it again, and with different this time, because Thatch is gonna have the old Pokeball, because the old Pokeball looks cool.
Yeah, they're gonna add that into the real game soon. It's just an item, kind of like the GS Ball.
I really hope that, like, in a perfect world, they would update Swish to accept Pokemon from Legends Arceus, and like you could have that Pokeball. Like, it's part of the style, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just think it's a cute item, and I'm a sucker for new Pokeballs. So, and it looks like we're getting a lot of revamp on that too.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So that's actually all the news this week. Our Christmas gift to you is that there is no Pokemon Go news.
Woo!
Just a reminder that starting on Thursday, December 23rd, if you spin a stop every day, you can start getting daily incubators. And for PUCL news, we're still doing the advent calendar until the 24th, which is, I believe, Friday.
Yes.
This week. So you can keep doing that. Patrons get bonus stuff. Blah, blah, blah. At the $10 tier and above, I will make that clear. And yeah, it's a good time. If you haven't already, please fill out the PUCL survey. If we hit 200 responses, I believe right now we are at 140 responses on the survey. If we hit 200 responses by the end of the month, we will do like a giveaway of shiny Pokemon for BDSP. So if you haven't, it's in the show notes. Please fill it out. We would really appreciate you taking the time to do that. Give us some feedback so that we can improve the show, improve our content, make new things, make it better. And give you everything your heart desires. But on that note, we're gonna kick it on over to PUCL's Poke Quiz, where we're gonna quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Yeah, Pokemon knowledge.
Oh hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And thank you for that intro. We are going to go ahead and jump right on into it. Our first question is going to come to you from Foxy. There is one non-item trait evolution that will always bypass a held Everstone and evolve anyways. Which Pokemon is this?
Kadabra, Alakazam. I heard this recently.
I thought it was all of them, but yeah, definitely that
It's
one.
Kadabra. It's only Kadabra. It happens since Gen 4. That is correct, by the way, yes.
Why is it just that one?
I don't know. They just decided. I assume my in-game lore. I honestly think it was a mistake, but my in-game lore is that Kadabra is too smart and is just like, yeah, I don't care, and wants to become an Alakazam anyway.
I thought all 4 of those from the first game don't happen anymore.
Nope.
It's just really.
It's just Kadabra. It's been happening since Gen 4. We didn't discover it until Gen 8, and then we dug back through the old code and we found it's just been there forever.
Yeah.
Because nobody's tried to train a Kadabra with an Everstone.
Yeah.
Fair.
My theory was that they wanted the least amount of Kadabras possible to be around because of Yuri Geller.
Oh my gosh.
Theory.
I mean, I guess.
So you guys are 1 for 1 on that very quickly. Our second question is going to come to you from the British Gent. And as always, he asks you a manga question because he's...
Oh, no.
In the manga, the technique Gold called Super Rising Thunder, which was used by his Pibu the Pichu, is actually a move we all know by a different name. What is it?
Super Rising Thunder?
Yeah.
So, Super Rising Thunder, I want to say it's Volt Tackle, but
that's what comes to my mind is...
It's just it's a Pichu, you know, so you think of Pikachu's signature moves.
That would make sense because they throw it into Smash as well, and that would be something they would do, because this...
That would be cute.
If that was... Which character was it, Thatch, that used the...
Gold.
Gold.
Oh, yeah, so it would 100% have been Volt, because that's what they put into Smash back in, Melee.
Yeah, let's say that we pull this idea out of literally nowhere, but we have no other idea, so I guess that's going to be our answer, Claude.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, Volt Tackle.
Volt Tackle is correct.
Oh, wow.
That's the answer. Yeah, I don't know if it happened in the Gold, Silver, Crystal manga or if it happened in the Heart Gold, Soul Silver manga, because Volt Tackle wasn't a move until Gen 3. So, I don't know exactly where it was. All right. This next one is going to come to you from Liger. It is your Pokedex entry question, as always. And this one is from Pokemon Sun. And it says, when it finds a trace of its prey, it patiently stakes out the location, but it's always snoozing by nightfall. Who's that Pokemon?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
gosh.
I want to say it's like Young Goose because it has the stakeout ability and it's diurnal as opposed to Rattata being nocturnal.
Now hear me out. I think it's Gumshoes because it can only evolve during the day.
Okay, I like that.
Because you could find the other one, I think, at night, but you can't find Gumshoes at night.
I like that. I like that very much.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Gumshoes is correct.
Oh, wow.
That's first. That's the first entry. The second entry came from Ultra Moon, and it reads, patient by nature, this Pokemon loses control of itself and pounces when it spots its favorite meal, Rattata. Ooh. I also don't think it evolves only during the day.
It evolved only during the day. At least that's what I remember. Because Alolan Rattata was only at night.
No, I don't believe that.
Am I making this up?
It's only around during the day.
It's only around during the day and the night, I think.
Well, I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong.
No, you are right. You are right.
Oh,
it's in the day.
Perfect.
You have to do it during the day. Wow. Okay.
I remembered so.
This just tells you how interested Thatch and I were in raising a Young Goose.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's favorite Pokemon from Gen 7, obviously.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
I don't know. I wish it was better.
So do I. Stakeout's a cool ability.
Stakeout's a cool ability. It has a base 110 attack? What is this?
Yeah.
All right, we gotta find a way to use it now.
Okay. Well, it doesn't exist anymore, so.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's not the problem. All right. So moving on, our next question is going to come. I moved it. Is your multiple choice question? You guys are 4 for 3. Whimsicott only needs 6 to win today.
We're gonna clean sweep this. I want to start off next year with a perfect 8.
This question is worth up to 2 points today. There are definitely more than 2 answers. And so I'm going to need, this one's got, it looks like 8 answers. I'm going to give you 1 point for every 4 answers you give me.
Oh my.
This is from Gus, the Joint Avenue Magnate. What are the 8 moves that can be used outside of battles, aka field moves, that have never been an HM in any generation?
Okay.
Oh gosh. All right. Sweet Set is 1. Soft Boiled is 1.
Yes.
Teleport is 1.
Yes.
Dig is 1. There's 4.
Yes.
That's 4.
Good job.
Now I have to think beyond this.
You will have you do get 2 strikes, so you do have to lock them in.
Can be used out of battle, but was never an HM.
Oh gosh, I used to know this.
Rock Smash was an HM at some point. Right?
It was also a TM. Yeah, that's like
okay.
Flash was the only another one that comes to my mind. Whirlpool, like it's on and off. Oh, Headbutt.
Oh,
Headbutt.
Trees. Right.
Yep.
Good job. Yes.
Yes, I would lock
that's
that
5.
in. Secret Power, because that's how you made bases in Gen 3.
Ooh, that's right.
Are you locked
Only because I remember this from my current run of BDSP, but Chatter. You used to be able to use Chatter and talk to people. That used to be a field move. I'm almost positive it used to be a field move.
Are you locking it in?
I'm going to lock it in. We have
7.
2 strikes.
That's 7.
Oh my god. All right, now I'm kind of out now.
I am going to give you a minute. 1 minute from here.
Okay. Cool. Is milk drink used the same way that soft boiled is?
I would guess it's the same. It might be. That's a great idea.
Let's try that then.
Milk drink is the 8th one.
Cool.
So you guys got all of them there. So you guys are 6 for whatever. So I guess Claude's going to be taking over the lead in the leaderboard.
Yeah.
That's my goal. That's my plan.
All right, you guys can go for 8 here if you get this next one right without an issue. And this one is going to come to you from Farmer Fox. And Farmer Fox would like to know, which Pokemon has the highest HP stat of all flying Pokemon?
Of all flying?
Drifblim is up there.
And I think it's just Drifblim.
Yeah.
I'm like...
I mean, Lugia and Ho are bulky, but they're more like on the defensive side. Whereas Drifblim has like almost no defenses, but just like I was running it in BDSP, and at the same level, it had like twice the HP of my other Pokemon. It was insane.
I think it's just straight Drifblim, and I think you called it immediately. The only other one that I know has a high base HP would be Yveltal. Yveltal.
Yeah, but Yveltal is like, I think it has more rounded.
Oh, it definitely, I think, is more rounded. That's the only other one that comes to my mind that I know has a high HP stat.
Yeah. So if you want to try to go for the 8 points,
oh yeah, we're going Drifblim.
Okay.
We have to. Like, what's the worst that happens? We're wrong, and then we can ask for the hint.
Well, then you're wrong, and then you just get
that's fine.
So the answer is Drifblim with a base HP of 150.
Wow.
Next is Yveltal at 126. Mandibuzz at 110, and both Lugia and Ho-Oh at 106 follow that up. So
wow.
Drifblim like is far and away the highest. So I mean, I didn't expect this is like probably the fastest trivia's gone in a very long time.
Apparently, we just know stuff.
And you know what? People in the survey are just like, you need to ask more manga questions, and I did, and it didn't work, guys. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. I've given 0 hints today.
To be fair, like it was a manga question that could be worked out without having.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's kind of a manga question in my opinion.
Like this has been like the first time where like, you know, what I didn't know, Whimsicott did. And like we were just balanced each other so incredibly well today.
We were like a perfect counterpart to each other in this one.
All right. Well, that resets the trivia score. Whimsicott wins. Yay. But now Claude's in the lead with 8 points and everybody's at 0 and it's all their fault.
Don's gonna need to come back on a couple more times.
Yeah, you got this.
I can do it in 3 more episodes, I believe.
Theoretically, yes.
That's just
theoretically.
That's a lot.
That's
probably not.
You'd have to do if you got a perfect score 4 times, you would be able to do it. You're allowed to miss 2 points if you did it in 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's a lot more than I thought it was. Okay, never mind.
You're allowed to miss up to 4 points or 2 points. So like you could do like a 7-pointer twice instead of 2.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume. All right, it'll take me 4 more episodes. What it really should be.
For sure.
This way I can get.
I mean, I definitely designed it on purpose this way, right?
I know. I'm just trying to break the mold and.
So the leaderboard right now is Claude with 8 points. Everybody else has to get on it. It's all their fault. Let them figure it out. Until next time, if you want more PUCL's Poke Quiz, tune in next week, I guess. And we'll see how it goes. All right. Until then, we're going to kick it on over to the topic. Hey, would you like a green Tauros badge? Well, you can have one. If you come over to our Patreon at patreon.com/PuclPodcast, we are going to be giving them out once we hit $850. We're going to be giving those to every patron at the $10 plus tier because we love you guys. We'd love to see this project made. Of course, if we hit any other thresholds on the way there, such as $800 for the week-long giveaways to the community, that would also happen as well. So if you'd be interested in getting a green Tauros badge, feel free. Come on over. If you can't support the show, don't worry about it. You just listening is enough for us. So until then, though, guys, I'm Thatch, and I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today is how much nostalgia is too much nostalgia. I only came up with this recently because this week we got that new Pokemon Legends Arceus trailer, and they dropped a bunch of new characters. And literally all of them are very ham-fisted ancestors. Yeah. And I was just like, wow, this is incredibly dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I hate this. Because the game's not turning into like, oh, I wonder what this character's going to do, you know? Like Chairman Rose, like that's interesting. And even like when they announced Leon, that's exciting and interesting. When you find out like Lusamine is like the head of this thing called the Aether Foundation, it's really weird and it's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
This time around, it's just like, yeah, this person's definitely an ancestor of Rowan, and this person's an ancestor of this person, and this. I'm like, okay, but like, maybe somebody just didn't have a kid. This feels like a very J.K. Rowling problem.
Yeah.
Where J.K. Rowling just marries off everybody in the book series.
I mean, there's a whole tradition of that happening in a lot of media.
That's true.
And honestly, that's like the least problem that woman has created. There's so much work that she's done.
Yes, I agree with you.
But since that saga had so much success, it brought it to the spotlight even more.
I think that's funny. I don't know. It's just that I saw there was so much, and I'm a sucker because I'm a Pokemon fan for nostalgia, and I think Pokemon's been riding on the nostalgia wave for a very long time, like the past 8 years.
That started with any of the remakes, pretty much.
I wouldn't even say it was any of the remakes. I wouldn't say that about Leaf Green, Fire Red for sure.
Okay, not those, like ORAS.
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, 100%. Heart Gold Soul Silver, even.
Even when they ported the original Red, Blue, Yellow to
No. I agree with you. I think the nostalgia like really kicked in though, like where they were kind of just banking on it. Because I as much as the next person like the little callbacks, like I really like the celebration of the franchise that we got in X and Y, where they were just kind of like, hey, we have like the old stuff here too, but some new stuff, and it was really refreshing after what shock to the Pokemon system Black and White were.
Yes.
At the time. Yes. And so that was really refreshing to see like, oh, we haven't forgotten. But I think they saw the success of X and Y and then further Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
They really were just like, yeah, we're gonna really up that nostalgia real hard.
Yes. I think what I told you like before the episode is it's like going to the movie theater and there are like 9 movies playing and none of them is a new thing. Like literally none of them is a new thing.
I kind of like this because we don't very rarely see characters get this kind of treatment, right? In the Pokemon franchise, like you don't get a lot of relationships between characters like this. You get, I would say in terms of characters, like some of the most exciting things in the Pokemon franchise that have happened outside of like the Pokemon World Tour and Black and White 2, where like when you played the original Diamond and Pearl, which I know a lot of people didn't, but when you played them and like you run into Jasmine and you're just like, whoa, that's really cool. That's a really cool callback. Or even in Sun and Moon more recently, and you run into Grimsley.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting and a very cool way to do it.
Yeah, because it makes the world more real.
Yeah.
But, like, sprinkled in there a tiny bit.
Yeah, this is, like, in your face.
Yeah, this is too much in your face. Like, and I think one of the reasons we're feeling this a lot in Legends Arceus, I hate saying it. Like, I know it's the canon pronunciation, but I hate saying it like that. Anyway, in Legends Arceus, we are playing in a region we've already visited, like, 2 months ago, by the way.
Yes.
With essentially no new Pokemon, because the only new Pokemon we're getting are like regional forms or evolutions of previously existing Pokemon. I'm
not super upset about that per se.
I'm not upset about that, but then you get the characters who are also like based on previous characters.
Oh, I see what you're saying. We couldn't even get new characters, right?
Exactly. Everything is old nothing is new.
Yeah.
I think they're going for like, okay, this is a new kind of gameplay for Pokemon. It's very different from everything we've done before. So we're going to make everything else feel super familiar, but I think they're overdoing it.
I kind of feel the same way. I don't know why I feel this way, and I feel bad for it. Just because when they dropped it, I was just like, man, this feels like a little much.
I feel like I'm the only one that really, really likes it. I love when they, like, tie in characters and, like, go back and do, like, prequels and whatnot. And it's like, oh, these are how this all formed. Like, I love this adventure of Arceus so far, where this is this prehistoric Sinnoh region where, you know, you get to meet and see how things grow.
I don't disagree with you entirely. I just think it's too much. You know, like,
I don't think it's nostalgia, though. I think it's just trying to tie in pieces and loose ends.
There's no loose ends.
Yeah, and I think maybe if they had done it, like, not so much in your face, like, you play through the entire game, and then you find out this character you've been playing along is, like, alongside of is Cynthia's ancestor. That's cool.
You're right. All right. I'll give it that.
I think that would be cooler than being like, hey, this person's literally just got the same model that we used for the Cynthia one. But we decided that they're going to be Cynthia's ancestor instead.
Like, the dude is literally just Cynthia, but a guy, which, by the way, wow. But, you know,
I don't disagree. I don't know. I just find it really in your face. Here's a lot of stuff. And look, I don't want to say that the Pokemon isn't about nostalgia, right? Or, like, doing those callbacks. It just feels a little too much. I kind of understand what you're saying, though, Whimsicott, with there being being like nothing new in this game per se, because we're just trying to base it off everything old all the time.
Yeah.
I think the story will be interesting. The story seems interesting from the tidbits we're getting dropped. So I am excited for that. I don't know. I was just annoyed, and I could tell a few other people on Twitter were annoyed as well. Because they're like, does everybody have to be? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that everybody needs to be an ancestor of somebody. I do like what she said, the thing that's more subtle, where it's just like,
yeah.
You want to know, like, a good character connection, I think, Claude, that I think was done very well and done very recently was Peony.
Yes.
Peony was done very well because that was a callback to another character that we had known. It wasn't clear that was the connection because they changed his design enough, I think, to make him not look like Rose initially until he mentions it. And so I think that's a good example of how to do it. These other ones where it's just like in your face, like, yes, I'm Professor Rowan, but ancient now. Ha ha.
Yeah.
I think it might be a little too much.
I think it's just like the tone of it.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It doesn't fit as well when it's just in your face. These are these ancestors.
Yes.
It makes more sense if you find that kind of stuff out, because that's cool lore.
That's the fun part, right? Like, that's the fun part, is discovering that. Like, it's the kind of thing where, like, I can go on a wiki, right? And I can read, like, oh, Peony is Rose's brother. But, like, that's the kind of stuff where I go, well, I want to go experience that for myself and find out why.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't instantly see that connection. But, like, here, they're, like, in your face. They're like, yeah, this is definitely May/Serena.
Yep.
One day they will mother a child that will become May/Serena.
Think about this. Like, they wanted this to be Pokemon Breath of the Wild. Think about Breath of the Wild. You wake up and you know nothing.
I don't disagree. I disagree with the notion that this is going to be Pokemon Breath of the Wild.
I disagree, but people wanted it to be Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, okay. We can say that the Pokemon fan base wanted that, but the Pokemon fan base is very bad about things. I should know. True. I'm part of it.
Exactly.
The Pokemon fan base is really bad about it. I think this game's going to be... I think this is more a response to Nintendo seeing, and maybe even Game Freak to some extent, seeing the success of the Monster Hunter franchise.
Oh, yeah. It does feel a lot like that.
You can see Nintendo's trying to make moves to, like, get some exclusive Monster Hunter stuff, but they probably can't grab Monster Hunter exclusively because there's more money in being on multiple platforms, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think they're having a difficult time, like, getting Monster Hunter to become a Nintendo exclusive as much as they want it to be. And so they're just like, why don't we just make our own? And they're like, we can take Pokemon, Monster Hunter,
I guess.
Transition. And then Game Freak gets their little, like, oh, we have a game that's successful that's not just a JRPG that's been the same for 25 years.
Yeah, it's a JRPG that's been the same for 10 years, but with a liquid paint.
But I think it's something that they could build on more so than they could build on in the traditional Pokemon games, where that formula's just been set in such a way that it's really hard to tamper with it because it's like a delicate machine. You change one part of it and you can throw off the whole thing in the traditional Pokemon game. But here it's just completely new, and so they can just do whatever they want. They can be like, yeah, you could craft that Pokeball before, but we changed it now. It's just like Witcher potions. It's a different potion now when you do this, you know?
Yeah. Yes, you can make it like the first of a series, or if it flops, you can just say, okay, let's try something else while still like churning out main series games.
Looking at you, Let's Go.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Yeah.
Let's go. I can't wait for Let's Go Johto to be announced on Pokemon Day, and then I'll be
People
upset.
were clamoring about it all week on the internet for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was so annoyed.
I only understand from like the nostalgia standpoint of doing Let's Go Johto. The problem with Let's Go is that, one, the capture mechanics are kind of bad.
Yeah.
Very true.
Two, like the whole point was to like regress it to like simpler Pokemon, but the problem is Pokemon isn't not simple now. It's just that it's gained things over the years, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're slowly taking some of that stuff back.
They kind of are. You're not wrong. I would even argue BDSP was essentially a Let's Go game.
It kind of was.
Yeah. Without the stupid capture mechanics.
Exactly.
I guess.
It didn't do the things that Let's Go did wrong.
Yeah, I agree with this. I'd be more okay with, instead of getting straight Let's Go, we just get, you know, give me Soul Heart Gold and Heart Soul Silver.
I was thinking the same thing. You do a BDSP, but you do it with, you know, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Although actually, like, I was listening to last week's episode earlier today.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really terrified that what they would do is, oh no, we gotta make it like the original. So they would get the Gen 8 code.
Oh gosh.
And then they would get the Heart Gold Soul Silver code. And then they would get the Gen 2 code. And they would say, guys, have fun together. And the result would be an atrocious mess.
Now kiss. Yeah, I don't... I still can't believe the BDSP code is a mess. I still cannot get over how much of a mess the BDSP code is.
It is one of the greatest games we've had in a long time because of it.
I recently told my siblings and my sister's boyfriend about how they got to the code for BDSP, starting from Gen 1. And by the time I finished, I was literally on the floor laughing. They could not get up from the couch because they were laughing too much. It's just so ridiculous. Like, they could not believe it. Like, and the story was the same like 9 times over. They were surprised every time. They could not believe that.
It's insane to me. I don't know.
Yes.
It's just, it's hilarious. And I think it's only because I'm such a big Pokemon fan that I know this, because we overanalyze the games. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Looking at stuff like that is just like, man, that's really funny. I think they literally just took time in BDSP to just, I think a lot of the time in BDSP's development, and I will stand by this for a while, it was just to like move it to Unity.
Yeah, definitely.
Move the engine to Unity. I honestly think that was a bulk of the development time. So that's good. But back to nostalgia.
Back to nostalgia. If I think back to BDSP, and like the whole premise of the game was to like, you know, bring back the nostalgia of, you know, going through Gen 4, because in my mind that was a very revolutionary game.
I think that's the only reason to have it.
So in my mind, like Gen 4 really brought out the idea of this can be a competitive Pokemon game. You can have a competitive Pokemon game. They flushed out a lot of the abilities, a lot of like how you breed, IVs, EVs, made a lot of that stuff easier than Gen 3, where it was there, but just wasn't played as much. And that's where competitive Pokemon, I think, really, really started.
I think it's because of the online.
I'm going to like half agree with you. I think competitive really did find its foundation in Gen 4, but they did have whatever the equivalent of the VGC circuit is now today in Gen 3.
Yeah, but it wasn't really exist.
No, absolutely. And I think Whimsicott hit the nail on the head by saying that it had a lot to do with being able to play online.
Exactly. Because if you ask like any of the people that are like, I say our age or older, and it's like, when did you get into competitive Pokemon? 90% of people say Gen 4. If you started around Gen 4, that's when you got in. I mean, unless you didn't start till after.
That's why this podcast exists, right, Thatch?
Yes. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's why PUCL exists. PUCL didn't start as like a podcast. PUCL started as the idea that, hey, let's build a website where people can do tournaments and we can have a lot of fun battling online using this Wi-Fi connection.
Exactly.
Then it just inevitably evolved because I wanted to be a radio DJ or something. Then it turned out I'm actually I'm like halfway decent at podcasting sometimes.
You don't say.
Yeah, I'm like okay at it after 15 years of practice.
15. Give yourself some credit. You've only been doing this for almost 14 years.
Only 14. That's true. 15 is an exaggeration. I don't know what I'm saying.
I feel like we've had this exact conversation before, like 10 episodes ago.
It's just a crazy thing to think about. But yeah, no, I think that's part of it. I'm going to disagree with you on the EVs and IVs thing. The physical special split, I think, was bigger than EVs and IVs.
Yes, I forgot about that one. But yes, that was much more important. 100%.
EVs and IVs were not transparent at all in Gen 4. We didn't have any of the mechanics to actually... No, they were not. I remember
like
EV
training hard in Gen 4 to build a team.
You can EV train in just as hard in Gen 3. Literally the only difference was the power items.
This is nostalgia. So this is my nostalgia. Let me have my moment.
I'm just telling you that it wasn't as simple as you think it was, compared to Gen 3 or something beforehand. I do agree that Gen 4 is where things started to take off.
See, and this is where I would disagree, because I use the Poke Radar to EV train all the time. Because I have to just keep this chain going, and I'll find the same Pokemon over and over and over again, which was my way of EV training.
I mean, you could do that for that, but there were definitely, if you look at, there's actually a really old website that people have rediscovered because they haven't updated since, I think, past Gen 5, called SciPokes.com.
Oh, SciPokes, yeah.
Yeah, remember SciPokes?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
And SciPokes.com literally has, if you go on there, they have a really good guide on no matter what game you're playing that they have data on, the best route to go EV train on, because they will find a route where you will get the EVs 100% of the time for each specific stat in every game. Yeah. So you don't need Poke Radar. I don't think that's a necessity to help EV train. I agree with SOS battles, I believe. SOS battles help you stack in Gen 7, but the Poke Radar didn't do that in Gen 4, which is unfortunate. I think there are definitely better ways. The more improvements, the real improvement and the real aha moment, I think, for Pokemon competitive breeding and stuff in the games was Gen 6.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I blame Destiny Not for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, not blame. I credit Destiny Not. The Destiny Not improvement was 100% the change that made competitive Pokemon incredibly more accessible.
In the same game, they introduced a way to EV train without battling wild Pokemon.
To be fair, Super Training was cool. I miss it.
Exactly. You had the perfect storm. You get 5 IV, breeding, and you get Super Training. It was amazing.
Yeah, the only thing that they could have done better was literally show you the numbers.
Yeah,
literally show you the numbers. Yes. I think that's the only thing they could have done better, and I think they're kind of getting there. I don't know. They don't like showing the numbers, which is unfortunate.
I was thinking, though, going back to a previous part of the discussion, that it's really, really ironic how Gen 4 was the game that brought online competitive battling to the forefront, and now the remakes. You can't play competitive.
You can. It's just more difficult.
You can't. You really can't. I've seen people try.
Yeah, it's hard to do 6v6, which is unfortunate.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Unless someone sets up and sweeps the other person.
Yeah, you're not wrong, though.
And it made me so sad because, I finished the game in Diamond and I thought, oh, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, use the Poke Radar to shiny hunt a bunch of shinies, and then I'm gonna make a competitive team out of them. Competitive when you have I don't know, Pachirisu, but a team to have battles with. And then I thought, wait, I can't do that.
Yeah, it's still confusing to me why they don't allow that. I'm hoping it was just a really bad oversight.
Maybe.
That's my hope. I'm going to hold my breath until Gen 9. That's my answer.
Yeah. I really miss it.
Because I think if they were to replace that, I could forgive literally any other issue that I have.
Yep.
Honestly, same.
Yeah, I think I could forgive any other issue. Just because it's just give me a reason to just want to breed Pokemon in your game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shiny hunt and do everything else that you do post-game.
I would love to do that. I don't know. I think they're shooting themselves in the foot a little bit on that.
A lot, actually, I think.
It definitely hurt. Actually, this somewhat segues into some PUCL stuff. It does hurt because actually a lot of people who listen to the show stopped playing competitive over the past 2 years. The percentage of people that play competitive versus don't now is way higher than it used to be.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the big thing with nostalgia is that we want to be able to go back to that.
Exactly. sometimes they hit the wrong parts of nostalgia. Like Whimsicott said, I would love to have discovered this other character that doesn't look like Cynthia was related to Cynthia. I would have loved to see that. And I think that's maybe the thing is nostalgia is not bad, right? I don't want to say nostalgia is bad because the Pokemon franchise kind of just runs on that now.
Yes.
Looking at you, Charizard. I don't think nostalgia is bad per se, but maybe the way they're doing it in BDSP, or not BDSP, Legends Arceus, it might not be the most effective way.
Nostalgia is a fish. You can cook it slowly in an oven with potatoes and spices and it's going to be delicious. Or you can take it out of the water cold and slap people in the face with it.
I'm thinking about it now. It would be very interesting to have seen a character who was the merchant from the Jinko clan, or Jinko Merchant Guild, or whatever it is. Who, like we have Volo, which is still a funny name because of D&D. We have Volo.
It's funny to me because it's an Italian word. It's an Italian word. Volo means flight.
If Volo had any other character model that didn't look like Cynthia, and then the press release was like, yeah, this is Cynthia's ancestor, I'd be like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think I would have been like, that's cool. I think it's just being how ham-fisted they are about it. Where they're just like, yeah, we just took this pre-existing character model and we slightly tweaked it and we put it in the game. Which is unfortunate. Too much. Yeah, it's just a little too much. I feel like the ham-fistedness is like really getting to me. I'm sure it's only going to get worse.
I hope not, but
I'm sure it's only going to get worse. But we'll find out. I don't know. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
No, I was going to go on a rant about how nostalgia is different for me because I played the games at a different age, but honestly, it doesn't really change all that much at this point. It was a really long time ago for all of us.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't it weird to think that I was thinking about it? I'm like, Diamond and Pearl, like OG Diamond and Pearl came out like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're playing BDSP. And I'm just like, man, that's a long time. That's like...
Is that weirder than the fact that the first time I played Pokemon Red, I was older than you were when you played Diamond and Pearl?
That is true.
That's weird,
barely.
Right?
It's barely true, but it's true.
Not so barely. I mean...
All right, though. I think this is a good place to wrap it up then. So we're gonna... You have something, Claude? Did you say something?
Yeah, I said yes. I think this is a good place to wrap it up.
I enjoy you, Claude.
I enjoy you too, Thatch. Nostalgia. That's what keeps us together in this Pokemon world of a community that we live in.
I hope more than nostalgia keeps you and I together, Claude. Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Ow.
Claude, please don't break his heart.
Ow. All right, on that note, we're going to kick it on over to the Pokemon of the episode. We will catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
And welcome to the Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 212, Scissor, the pincer Pokemon.
From Ash's Pokedex in episode 140, it states Scizor, the scissor Pokemon, the evolved form of Scyther. Its incredible attack speed and large scissor-like claws make it a formidable opponent. But as we all know, Scissor's not the scissor Pokemon, it's the pincer Pokemon.
To be fair, the scissor Pokemon makes more sense.
It does.
But
did it just say it has incredible speed?
Attack speed. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can tell the anime really knows what it's doing.
Yep.
Oh, yes. So we've got Scizor is a good Pokemon as always, based out of total of 500, same as Scyther, but because they took all the speed out of it and they shoved it in its attack stat. And its defense stat.
Yeah.
Base 70 HP, base 130 attack, base 100 defense, base 55 special attack. That's just nonsense. Nobody needs special attack. And then special defense of 80 and a speed of 65. But who cares? You're gonna bullet punch anyway, so you're gonna bullet punch anyway. In BDSP, it actually gets like a lot of cool stuff. Well, it does lose access to Pursuit because Pursuit doesn't exist anymore, which is fine. Pursuit was bad for the game, IMO. But we've got a team today. This is actually a BDSP VGC team. They call it VGC. It just means doubles. Because it's never going to be officially supported. It's a fun meta, though, and I heard it's incredibly healthy. And this team looks just fun. This team, like, I don't know. Every time I see a BDSP team, I'm like, man, it's so cool seeing all these old Pokemon that didn't work, that don't work anymore.
Yeah. Or things that didn't exist until a month ago.
Exactly. So I was just like, wow, this is great. All right. So I'll let Whimsicott start because she's going to get the man of the hour, Scissor. So
yeah, Scissor. Because Scissor carried me through the Cynthia fight. So I was like, I want to take the Scissor. Okay, this Scissor is holding a metal coat. The ability is Technician. It has max HP, max attack, 4 special defense, and an adamant nature. It's running X Scissor, Bullet Punch, of course, Swords Dance, of course, and Protect, of course, because it's VGC. So you just get a Swords Dance up, and you Bullet Punch everything, and you X Scissor the things that you can't Bullet Punch, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's big and it's scary and it hits hard.
Yep.
It's Scissor. Welcome, Scissor. All right.
Yep.
What else you got?
Speaking of things that take a Bullet Punch, we have Gastrodon holding a Citrus Berry with the Storm Drain ability because you want to, like, take those skulls away from your Scissor. It has a modest nature, 212 HP, 180 defense, 60 special attack, 52 special defense, and 4 speed, which is really something to behold on a Gastrodon. It has Ice Beam, Earth Power, Recover, and Yawn. Just a relatively standard Gastrodon, I would say.
Yeah, it doesn't have like Muddy Water or something, but I don't know if it gets that, honestly, in BDSP.
In BDSP, I don't know.
I'm looking at this team too. My first thought was like, how does this team itself beat this? But we'll find out, I guess. I assume the next member is what is used to take out the Gastrodons, and that's Latios with choice specs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because there's no AV anymore, right? There's no AV in BDSP.
No.
And so you don't have to worry too much about the special defense on your Gastrodons. And so this is a Latios with choice specs. 4 defense, 252 special attack, 252 speed, timid. It's got Draco Meteor, Psychic, Ice Beam, and Surf. So, I mean, you just click Psychic and you're probably fine. You probably just spam Psychic and you probably KO it before it can KO you with Ice Beam.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep. Following that up, we got the man of the hour, one of the coolest Pokemon that's ever existed. That's not what's its face, for alligator.
Or Electivire.
Or Electivire. It is Tyranitar. We've got Tyranitar was like one of the first 2 original mascots of PUCL, by the way, just in case people didn't know. It was like for alligator.
Oh.
Tyranitar.
I thought Suicune was one of the originals.
It was. There's no real answer to these questions other than like, this one looks cool.
Yeah, I think it was like, wasn't it like, okay, these are our favorite Pokemon, but Suicune looks better on the thumbnail?
Yeah, that's the answer.
Okay.
This is a Tyranitar, though, that's scared of getting scalded or burned or anything. So he's holding a Lumberry. He's got the ability Sandstream because he's a Tyranitar. And he's got 252 attack, 252 speed, Jolly Nature. He's running Rock Slide, Crunch, Dragon Dance, D-Dance, T-Tar coming back.
Love it.
And Protect. And he's Tyranitaring away.
And to round out the team, we have 1 dog and 1 cat. We have Arcanine. Holding a Figgy Berry, ability Intimidate. EVs are 252 HP, 4 special defense, and 252 speed. Jolly Nature with Flare Blitz, Snarl, Will-O-Wisp, and Protect. Very supportive Arcanine.
That's your budget in Incineroar.
Yeah, budget Incineroar is Arcanine. And then we have the cat himself, Raikou, with a Light Clay, Inner Focus with 244 HP, 4 defense, 4 special attack, 4 special defense, and 252 speed with a Timid Nature, Thunderbolt, Reflect, Snarl, and Volt Switch. Since you only care about Reflect and not Light Screen.
Yeah, well, with Snarls everywhere on this team, well, by everywhere on like 2 of the
Yeah.
Pokemon, who really cares about Light Screen? You can just Snarl and not worry about it, so definitely the right choice. Raikou still gets Scald, and I think that is always a viable option on a Raikou. I think that would be a lot of fun. But yeah,
That's
this
so
is a fun
weird.
This is apparently the number 1 team on the BDSP VGC ladder on Showdown right now. So definitely go try it out. It will be on the Discord server. You can grab it. play around with it. Like I said, I'd say like, oh, we'll give away this Pokemon for the patrons or whatever. But we got the advent calendar, and you're getting a lot of goodies.
That's much better.
So, yeah, it's much better. I could quit the advent calendar if you want, okay? And we could just do one of these guys.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, don't do it. Let me give away. I think tomorrow's giveaways are good ones. It's like Glastrier, Shiny Regidrago, and Shiny Zygarde.
Wow.
Yeah, those are the choices. And we'll see if we hit enough likes or whatever on Twitter to be able to give away all of them. So we'll see. But yeah, it's been a good time. This is a team. You can play with it. I haven't played with it yet. I need to be better about doing that beforehand. So
yeah.
On that note, we're gonna go ahead. New Year's resolution: play with teams before the episode starts. We're gonna go ahead and kick it on over to the mailbag. So let's kick it on over there.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
And welcome to the Mailbag. The Mailbag is the part of the show where you send your emails into puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll probably read them on the show. Hopefully, maybe. Of course, this part of the show is always brought to you by the energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves!
Hooves!
And as always, we'll give out the Green Tauros badge if somebody writes a really decent email. Or something that inspires conversation. So without further ado, we're going to let Whimsicott start things off today with this email from Trevor, or Trevster.
All right.
My bad.
Trevster says, hello to the most energetic co-hosts and Thatch. Like, Thatch is not energetic.
I'm not. I'm just a very depressing, crotchety old man.
Didn't we just discuss how disgustingly older than you I am? Shut up. As we all know, Red and Blue were the most glitchiest of all generations. But I never really noticed how many glitches there were with move interactions such as Leech Seed and Toxic, Wrap, Hyper Beam, skipping recharges, while I played through it so many years ago. There was one move that I did notice though. It was how Focus Energy never did anything, yet every fighting type would always use it. So young 8-year-old me concluded that fighting types were just bad, not realizing that Focus Energy was just broken. Honestly, that's good reasoning. The glitch that was my favorite and that I used the most was the infamous missing no duplication glitch. However, I don't know how or why, but I do remember that it was also somehow possible to encounter Pokemon over level 100, and so I caught a level 200-ish Snorlax on that shore of Cinnabar, and used every duplicated rare candy I had to make it level 502.
You could do that. Yes, it was silly. It was very silly.
That's amazing. So then I did what any 8-year-old would do with their level of power. I went straight to the Elite Four with just my Super Snorlax. After the first battle, it reverted back to level 100. Yeah, because the XP rolls over.
Yeah.
And I eventually lost because that was the only Pokemon I brought. Oh no. No.
Yep.
I'm sure someone with more understanding of game coding could explain why it reversed to level 100. Well, it's because, it only had, 256, bits to store the information. And when it went over, it essentially rolled over and went back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Very technical explanation.
It's like when you had an old odometer on your car that only had, 5 digits and you hit the 1,000,000 miles.
Or 100,000.
Or the 100,000 miles, it would just roll over to zeros.
Yeah, like Nadia Comaneci getting technically a 1 at the 1974 Olympics because, the scorecard only had 2 places. Yes, and she got a perfect 10. So, glitches like a level 502 Snorlax in an era before gaming and the internet became intertwined made all the crazy rumors you heard on the playground about Yoshi being a Pokemon, something being under the truck near the SSN, or Pikachu existing all seem plausible, and promoted the spread of more rumors and trying them out.
I told the story that this is why that happened, by the way. That's why Mew happened. It was because of playground rumors. That's why Mew exists.
Yeah. They snuck it into the code, right? It wasn't meant to be there.
Yes and no. So what happened was they had enough in the code, so Game Freak put it in. They wanted to have a Pokemon the entire time that would just spark playground rumors, because before that they were a Japanese gaming magazine.
Yeah.
What would happen was they would just report on rumors because you couldn't just go to the arcade without infinite dollars to like confirm some of these rumors. So a lot of the magazine was just based on playground rumors, essentially. And they wanted to create their own playground rumors.
That's amazing. That's such good thinking. Like, it's such a big part.
They literally did it because they were like riding the culture wave.
They were so right. Like, that's such a big part of the mystique of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, they hit the nail on the head right there.
Yeah, no, they were just really tapped into the gaming scene. Like, Game Freak was... I always think it's best to have games that are made by people who play games.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
That's why we all really loved Iwata as president of Nintendo.
Yes.
And that's why we don't talk about the current president of Nintendo at all.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's where I'll leave that part.
Yep. Anyway, the email continues. Some of the craziest rumors that I heard and then tried were 1. If you surfed up and down the water path between Rock Tunnel and the power plant 100 times, then you would find a Togepi egg in red and blue before eggs were a thing.
That's
2,
funny.
if you played for 100 hours, then the SSN would come back and you could reach the track with Mew without hacking. I bet people put way more than 100 hours in those games, like naturally, without even having to try.
Speaking of nostalgia, the amount of times that they did such cool stuff with the anime to like reveal new things, I really miss that.
Yeah, that was
Where it would
good.
just be like, because like it showed like a level of pre-planning that was insane.
Yes. 3, if you beat the Elite Four over 100 times, then start a new game in Gold and Silver. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Professor Elm won't give you a starter. Instead, he will tell you that your Pokemon have died and ask if you want to eat them.
That's a weird one. Who would ever care to do that?
Ask if you want to what?
Eat them.
Eat them.
Oh my god.
Gosh. Ugh. Brrr. The last one I didn't try because I knew it had to be fake, but honestly, those 3 don't sound too far off from a kid on the playground telling you he had a level 502 Snorlax, but can show you because it turned back to level 100 when he used it. That's such a good point, though. Like, yes, maybe some of those crazy things were real, but...
I'm telling you, Meganium can learn fly, okay?
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm telling you, it happened.
You were going to say that.
It happened, okay?
That's such a cool callback. Oh my god.
Could happen. Mega Meganium is gonna be grass flying type. And it's gonna helicopter with the pedals, okay? All right. Well, thank you for that one, Trumster.
Oh, amazing.
This next one is gonna be from Connell. Hey up, Puckle, how's it going? I hope you're all grand. I've been listening a couple years now. The trivia section really got me hooked. But due to the timing of when I listen to the podcast at work, I always forgot to email in on time. Anyways, here's my personal favorite glitch in Pokemon, and it actually comes from the most recent gen in Sword and Shield. As a slight tangent, for a bit of background before the glitch, I started playing with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, so when Deep Diamond and Pearl and Platinum came around, I had to start to look at different ways to play the game, and one thing I really enjoyed doing for some reason was getting fully evolved Pokemon at as low of level as possible. So things like getting a level 1 Roserade / Arcanine or a level 2 Togekiss. When Sun and Moon came out, you could get a level 10 Salamence, and I was unreasonably excited by this. So back to the Swish and the glitch. It turns out that if you use a rare candy on a Pokemon that was about to evolve, but held down on the D-pad just as you gave it to them, you would instead end up evolving the Pokemon below them in your party, assuming they had another stage of evolution, regardless of their level. This also applied to Pokemon still in their eggs.
Oh.
And this is something strange and satisfying to me about seeing a monstrous Tyranitar hatching from an egg at level 1. That's all for me now, but I hope to write in again soon. Regards, Connell. I didn't know about that one.
Me neither. It sounds really cool.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. Did it get patched out, maybe? I don't know.
Might have.
I don't know.
I mean, if no one knew about it, would they have known to patch it out?
That is a very good question. Yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's just like, oh, Cadaver can't evolve or can't be stopped from evolving with an Everstone. And
yeah.
It's been there since Gen 4. We just never checked, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just never checked.
Never checked
Turns out nobody cared. Yeah, I don't know. That is an interesting one, though. Well, thank you for that one, Connell. We're going to go to the next one, which is going to be from, I believe, the Purple Knight.
Yes,
and
the
Clod's
Purple Knight.
got this one.
I do. K. Paso, Thatch, Whimsicott, and Clod9. Yes, you got it right. I am here. Hello.
Clod is here.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's here and the only one that matters.
Oh my.
Yes.
First off, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all. I hope yours is a relatively safe and stress-free one. I hope so too. Moving on. I can think of a glitch that sticks out to me for a not-so-good reason, and an exploit that leads to some fun times in Johto. The glitch that caught me off guard on my initial playthrough of ORAS was the Whalmer glitch. For those that don't remember, ORAS had 3 unique overworld surf figures. Whalmer, Sharpedo, and Kyogre. If you used Whalmer specifically in battle with enough experience to evolve into Wailord while surfing, the transition from the evolution to the overworld would stick on the black screen, and you'd have to reset the game. Thankfully, it never corrupted any of my data, so I was able to continue along my journey without too worry. But that glitch was very jarring to my first playthrough of those games. I did not know that was a glitch.
I did not know about that either, but I also question anybody using a Whalmer in a playthrough, so that's fine.
Whalmer is phenomenal, but either way. On the flip-flop, the fun exploit...
He might have been Nuzlocking the thing. You don't know.
Oh, if you're Nuzlocking. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. On the flip-flop, the fun exploit I found after the virtual release of Gold, Silver, Crystal was a variation of the clone glitch. Granted, I did find this on Smogum's in-game guide page, but it was still very fun. So if you start a new game and save before you pick your starter, you're in prime pickings to do a playthrough with all 3 at your disposal.
Actually, I knew this. It's very
All you have
glitch.
to do is catch a wild mon, perform the clone glitch, and there'll be a new copy of the chosen starter in your PC. Yeah, I did this too. In addition to the second one being in your party, rinse, repeat, third one, and you can play through the game with all 3 without trading. That's all I got. Merry Christmas again, and I'll catch you later. Your Squire, the Purple Knight.
Interesting.
Yeah, that one's... I've done that one before, actually.
Yep.
Where you can do that. You can even, do a coin box glitch at the same time after you save to get everything to get everything with the coin box glitch.
Yep.
So you could even do it then, even if you didn't save.
Yeah, and you can, based on some of the items that you have, you can get any other Pokemon in there too.
I'm very unsurprised in retrospect, looking back at all of the glitches and exploits we did as kids for these games, that so many of us are so many people are in the speedrunning community. Because there's just so much stuff. We're sitting there okay, you got to do it exactly this time and do it exactly this way, and then it works. And we're sitting there cloning Pokemon in Gold and Silver and doing all this other nonsense.
I never liked any of that. My fingers were born old.
I don't know if it was too bad on the Game Boy Color, but it got pretty intense. I think they really cleaned up in Gen 3. I don't know too many Gen 3 glitches that are super easy to do, but I could be wrong. But all right, we've got one more today, and it's going to be from Captain Smitty. And Whimsicott's going to take this.
Ahoy, Pucks! Captain Smitty writing in. Well, listening to last week's topic, it made me realize how integral glitches are to my original Pokemon experience and memories.
They just wanted to hit on the nostalgia with BDSP. That's why they did it.
Right. While I cherish the classic blue version memories, like finding a Pikachu in Viridian Forest, begging my mom to let me save after she took my Game Boy away, or fighting for my life to find and catch Mewtwo, I also hold Missing No and the mythical truck right alongside those in my heart.
Okay, the saving thing really hits home, though.
Yeah.
So this is a really big flashback. Ethan, who used to be on the show, he and I were talking about that a long time ago. About the memories of having to tell your parents I'm in a trainer battle, I need to say, I have to finish it to save, and it's just the number of meetings I got for that, I was just God, Ethan, it's a little intense, but
yeah, very intense. Even at 17, my mom was okay, but now we're gonna be late for this thing, and I would be yes, but I need to save, and I'm in a trainer battle.
Exactly. I'm in the middle of a trainer battle. I can't save.
Anyway, allow me to share 2 brief, as well as properly punctuated and paragraphically broken, good job, stories. Billy and the Legend of Mew.
This is a movie.
2nd grade.
That's a movie title.
Yes. 2nd grade, 1999. My classmate Billy tells a tale of how he knows the secret to get Mew. But does he share it? No. Instead, he shows, quote-unquote, me as he hides his Game Boy screen, crosses himself, quickly pushes a lot of buttons, and then presents his screen. And there was Mew. How did he do it? He wouldn't say. But stories spread across the playground of a mysterious truck and 2 secret HMs, Slice and Dive. Hey, that last one came true. Apparently, after getting to the truck, you use Slice, which only Scyther can learn, to cut the truck open, and then use Dive, which only Gyarados can learn, to dive into the truck, and there Mew would be. This is a bit more elaborate than it being just under the truck.
Yeah, it's very intense.
A decade and a half later, while replaying Blue on 3DS, I finally learned and experienced the true method of acquiring Mew on Nugget Bridge. At last, I was able to accomplish the secret that Billy withheld, and prove, as I've always suspected, that whatever Billy did that day was a load of Taurus dung. On to the second story. Do you play Pokemon too? Also 1999. Me and my 6-year-old brother, hi Trevster, would bring our Game Boys everywhere. Whether waiting for our pizza at Costco or playing at the park, anytime my brother saw another kid, he would get so excited because we knew a secret. And that secret was Missing No. With duplicated rare candies, we could get any Pokemon we wanted to level 100. But not only that, by catching a level 100 plus Pokemon on the side of Cinnabar Island, we could spend hundreds of rare candies to get them to level 400, 500 or more. I'm pretty sure we stopped once we got to 500s. We got bored.
I think it stopped at 255, but yeah.
Now imagine what this kind of power would do to a 6-year-old. My brother was even crazy enough to catch Missing No, and his game survived. So, with a game full of super leveled monsters, a proud little boy would excitedly ask every kid he saw, "Do you play Pokemon too? Maybe one day you can be as good as me." Wow. Wow.
God, that's good.
Oh my goodness.
That's Green Tauros badge. That's Green Tauros badge.
That's Green Tauros badge right there. Yep.
That's Green
Baby
Tauros badge.
Trapster was wild. I think they should both get it though, because this is
Trapster already has it. Trapster already has it.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's Baby Trapster was a savage though. Wow.
I love it.
So cocky yet so innocent. This became one of my favorite childhood memories, and for that I thank Glitches. Captain Smitty.
Oh, wow. That's too good. That's too good. I love that.
Kids.
Oh, all right. So, yeah, that's the mailbag this week. That was good, though. So,
wait, but Thatch, don't I get to submit my mailbag?
You do. Oh,
Twas the night before Pucklemas.
Claude, I'll let you do that. Yeah, sure. It's a Christmas tradition to let Claude do something silly, and he wrote this whole thing. I'll let him recite his poem.
So for those of you that made it this far, congratulations, you have a fun poem. If not, I'll post it probably later. Alright. 'Twas the night before Pucklemas, and all through the server, not a creature was stirring, not a single observer. The plushies were sat upon the chimney with care, in hopes that Santa Thatch soon would be there. The patrons were nuzzled all snug in their beds, while visions of Arceus danced in their heads. The fluffiest, warm, wearing her Whimsicott cap, had just settled down for a long Italian nap. When out of the discord there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Announcements blew up, with alerts galore. I rushed to my phone to see what was in store. Advent calendar was upon us again, as Santa Thatch gave out Pokemon, amen. When what to my wondering eyes did appear, but a shiny Piplup in a ball of Premier. With a new mon each day for you to get and catch, I knew in a moment it must be Santa Thatch. More rapid than Ninjask, Puckalonians came, and patiently waited for Thatch to call their name. Now Sigma, now Basket, now Linian and Jushiro, on Ozzy, on McGee, on Sublime, and Seth Philo. Orange and Shamu keep the people in line, and Mark stop the sumo and go help Clod9. As the staff scrambled around to get things set up, the community roared, and the Discord blew up. With the bot set up and the giveaway started, we were underway with everyone full-hearted. Then in a twinkling, I heard in voice chat, Thatch was streaming with the guest star, his cat. He wore a Hawaiian shirt with a fur-alligator print and talked about Pokemon while eating peppermint. He gave out Pokemon with a smile on his face and chatted with everyone that entered the place. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples so merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherubi. He played games with friends and the room filled with laughter, that everyone's stomach hurt from hereafter. We had a good chat about a Power Rangers crossover, but after hours of fun, the stream was over. And a wink of an eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. For it never ends, and Santa Thatch will be back as he says his goodbyes and the screen turns to black. But I heard him exclaim ere he fades out of sight, "Happy Pucklemas to all, and to all a good night."
I had to mute myself because I was laughing. That was very good.
Wow.
So Captain Smitty gets the Green Taurus badge, obviously.
Darn, I tried.
If you would like to email us next week, the show's going to be recorded earlier than usual because of where Christmas lands, which is our normal recording date. This upcoming week, which is December 25th. So it's going to be recorded somewhere, I believe, on Wednesday. So be sure to send your emails in before Wednesday, December 23rd, 2nd. Yes, that's how dates work. And send those in to puclpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know if you think the nostalgia is a little heavy, or let us know anything that you, well, I probably will save it for the week after that. But yeah, let us know if you think the nostalgia might be too heavy in Pokemon, or if you think it's just the right amount. And if you enjoy it, let us know. Until then, come over to pucklediscord.com, hang out with us, come over to our social media over at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr. You can also go ahead and follow us at Twitch at twitch.tv/ThePuCL Podcast, though we might be leaving Twitch soon. I haven't decided yet.
Ooh.
Why?
Just to go to YouTube at youtube.com/PuCL Podcast, where we post videos.
Ooh.
It might make sense to consolidate. I haven't decided yet.
Let's do both.
And that's not how that works, but I'll explain later. Of course, support the show by going to patreon.com/PuCL Podcast. Get some cool benefits, but most of all, just help support the show, helps us do some cool things, and we really appreciate everybody that helps out in that way. So on that note, I have been Trainer Thatch.
I have been the Fluffiest Whimsicott.
And I've been Clod9.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.